What will the Earth look like in 5 million years? Here's what I think it will be like. I think that in 5 million years, the Earth will have changed considerably in many ways. An obvious physical change would be that the continents would be in different places because of plate tectonics. The world will not be as different as it is shown in this picture because it's the prediction for 50 million years later, but it is a good picture to get the point across of how the Atlantic Ocean will be larger and how Europe, Asia, and Africa will all be closer together. I also think that the mountains in the Himalayan region and other places that tectonic plates are coming together will be higher. Another change that is becoming more of an issue today is global warming. The rise in temperature will then affect the Earth in many ways, most of which have already started. Glaciers will break up and melt, endangering species such as the polar bear. Rising sea levels will cause more coastal flooding, and higher sea temperatures may fuel more intense hurricanes. However, even though the rate of temperature increase right now is extremely high, and it may continue for several hundred years, necessity will drive the rate back down. Many species will be lost along the way, and biodiversity will decrease as thousands upon thousands of species that people have never heard of but are nevertheless important to ecosystems become extinct. And although the hole in the ozone layer is a big concern now, I think that in 5 million years it will be restored, because it has already stopped thinning and environmental regulations will be much stricter in millions of years once people can no longer ignore the changes that have happened. The reason that I think that in 5 million years Europe, Asia, and Africa will be closer together is because of tectonic plate movement. About 250 million years ago, all the land mass was in one supercontinent, Pangaea. It has since broken apart and moved to where the continents are today, and they're still moving at an average rate about an inch a year. At this rate, the Atlantic Ocean will have widened 80 miles, and the Pacific Ocean would be narrower, as well as the Eastern Hemisphere's continents becoming closer. The Himalayas will be taller, also due to tectonic plate movement. They have been growing for tens of millions of years and are still growing. Their growth may be less than an inch every year because of weathering and erosion, but 5 million years is plenty of time for even a slow growth rate to produce much higher mountains. The Earth will be much warmer in 5 million years. Its average temperature is increasing rapidly in a geologic sense of time because all the greenhouse gases are being released by industries. Scientists believe that by the end of the 21st century, the average temperature could have risen about 2 degrees Celsius or 3.6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is monumental in such a short time period. In 5 million years, I think that the temperature will have risen quite a bit more than that, but of course not in a linear fashion. Currently, we are supposedly in a cooling period, yet the temperature is increasing. When the period stops, temperature will increase more readily, but I think that enough human acknowledgement and regulations will keep it from skyrocketing. I think that unfortunately biodiversity will decrease because of the rising temperatures and human causes such as deforestation and pollution. In the past, mass extinctions were caused by climate changes, which is currently happening. Deforestation and water pollution also ruin the habitats of many species, driving them to extinction. Scientists fear that only by the end of the century, 25% of existing species will be lost. I do believe that the conservationist efforts will help with some species and that new ones will emerge in 5 million years, but I think that the rising of the global temperature and human impact will keep decreasing biodiversity. And that's how I think the Earth will be in 5 million years. These are the citations I did for all of my pictures, and these are for the information.